what KD has done, he's top 5 all time. Michael Jordan is, in my opinion, the standard. And anytime you pass Michael Jordan in anything, that's saying something, because anytime you get that opportunity to pass him, which I know Mike sits home, they can say, Mike don't like any of that. He gonna show you some love, but we know, man, how Mike is.
With KD, that had to be a great ass feeling, man, to hear your name being mentioned and passing the great Michael Jordan.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Cousins. I'm Vince Carter. This is my actual cousin, also the co-host. What's your name?
What up, y'all? T-Mac. We want y'all to be a part of the fam, so make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and keep up with us on social by following @Vince T-Mac. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Cuzzo.
How you doing? Good seeing you.
What's up, brother?
Where you been?
Where you been? I've been where you been.
So
you been covering the NBA?
Yeah, lots of it. What you got today? What's on the docket?
Take me back, man. Take us back to memory lane on one of your games, boy.
Oh man.
Take us back, cuzzo.
Where should I go? What you want to know?
Did you play it in 2,000 games? Shit. Old ass. Take us back to 1960, that game.
We're gonna cut that out.
When you had them Chuck Taylors on, feet was hurting, coins and shit everywhere.
And I taped my own ankles. So I know we got a couple options here, but I'm going to go and just hit me because it's March Madness. I'm going to go to college.
Go to college. I want to hear.
And
I can't have that conversation, my guy.
It's a number 1 versus number 2.
Who was number 1?
Duke. We were number 2.
This was tournament, or this is a regular season, in season game?
End of the season. And this is a source.
Where we at? Ding Dong, or we in?
The Ding Dong.
Okay.
We played. Put this down. It's still sore subject. We played.
Well, y'all almost lost there.
No.
Okay.
We played. No, we won. We played Duke first at Duke, and we were number 1, and they beat us.
Okay, give us who's on Duke. Who is that?
Elton Brand.
Trajan Lane. That ain't Trajan.
No, this was. Ooh, yeah.
It's Trajan, right?
Trajan was still there.
Yeah.
Ricky Price.
Yeah.
I feel like Elton was
Capel?
there. No.
He was gone?
He was gone. It was a blur. But the play is what's bothering me. Still to this day, every time I see it. At Carolina. Now we're back. They're number 1. We're number 2. And we're playing, and it's the end of the year. Going back and forth. That have you been to a Duke Carolina game?
No. Never. I'm ashamed of myself. I've never been in a Ding Dong to a game. I mean,
what?
No, I've never been a Ding Dong to a game. Or
the other place.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Cameron.
No, the other place. So we're playing in the game, and Ed Coda's our point guard. Get a steal, whatever, get a play. He's dribbling down the court. He looks back. Ed Coda is a wizard with the ball. We know that. He throws it off the backboard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pause right there.
Yeah.
That summer, we're playing at the
you played in Pro
St. Aug.
Playing in Pro-Am.
And my first time playing him, young boy. He comes in, Ed just throwing it off the backboard. I'm catching it just all over the place, right? And we're playing under Dean and them, and and Guthridge, and it's like on the Dean, and you gotta be buttoned up.
Yeah.
You just never know. Like I mean, he gonna make the right play. He gonna give you.
Yeah.
He gonna New York it.
Right.
But I didn't know he's gonna do that. So I just remember running down the court. And I saw him look back. So typically, if he looked back, he just scanning, seeing who's there. Do I got this, Shaman or whatever? Adamola in the corner waving his hand. He goes and underhands off the backboard. And like everything stopped. Because if you know me by now, I'm thinking now, I'm like, all right, depending on where I catch the ball, what I'm going to do with it.
Right.
But it's the Duke Carolina game. So it hit off the backboard, and it was coming out hot. So it was up there. So if it was a little lower, I'm definitely trying to windmill. And it comes off the backboard, and I remember once I got it, I just felt like I was sitting here. In my mind, I said, I'm ripping the screws off this. This the Duke Carolina game. If I pull this off, dog, this is forever, ever. I get closer to the rim, and I did one of those, one of them. And when I got to impact, I saw it hit the back of the rim.
Yeah.
So now this is a Duke Carolina game. Me, I'm in my little bubble. I'm like this. I'm pissed off. Like, man, like it was like we were in a timeout. The game's still playing. I missed the ball and went back to half court. Shaman gets it and shoots a three and makes it.
Mm-hmm.
But you thought we lost the game. I hate missing dunks, man.
But y'all won the game.
Sure.
Okay. You just mad because you missed the dunk.
You don't. In that type of game, you can't. That's a highlight you just don't get back.
I don't remember you missing too many dunks.
Yeah, and I hate missing them. And that was the one. Like when I see it to date, it bothers me like it happened last week, last month, last year.
I haven't seen it, but I gotta check it out. You ass. You missed a dunk, bro.
I did. That when you see it, you go like, what? Like I was just trying to rip the screws off, and you could see one of my slow down, Tito. You could see one of my boys over there, one of the trainers. He jumped. He was so in disappointment. He fell on the floor. Like what you doing? Oh, this man. Like it was an opportunity,
man, bro. Yeah, you disappointed.
Shout out to CB. My bad, brother. This was a long time ago, but you know what we were trying to do. And I tried to rip the rim, and they asked. That's why you asked me. We did win, but it's just like it was a blur because that's all I worried about. That's all I cared about. Like, bro, I missed the dunk, man. Everybody, oh man, if you'd have made that dunk, that'd have been top 5. That'd have been the best dunk. I was like, I don't want to hear that.
I gotta see this and see what you're talking about. You see the magnitude of what this.
So yeah,
I've seen some incredible from you.
So I tell you when people always ask, hey, you remember when you? So when you guys ask me, do I remember if I missed the dunk against Duke? Yes.
Let me ask you this,
and it's still
because would it have been greater than that?
Yes.
Alley you caught on Clemson? That was nasty, bro.
Ooh, in the ACC tournament?
Yes.
I say yes because of who it was against, and it was number 1, number 2. That was in the ACC tournament, so yes. And that was my freshman year. I was a young boy.
When you caught the alley?
Yeah. So this is after the fact. But it would have, I think that would eclipse it because of who we're playing against.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay.
Because like if you see, like once it goes up, you see everybody. Everybody's like, oh, everybody. And then all of a sudden, they really hit the 3. It's like, yeah, I was like, bro, like take me out of the game, man. I missed the 3. I missed the dunk. We got 3 points out of it, but it wasn't my points.
I want to add a story, man. I caught when somebody sent me a clip of my boy, my old teammate, Ham and Cheese, Charlie Villanueva. Telling a crazy story when we was teammates in Detroit. Now, it's my first year there. You still got
so this is the back end.
Yeah, this is the back end.
When this way you were number 3. Yeah.
No, I was number 1. I was number 1 at Detroit. I was number 1.
That's where you were number 3.
But they still had, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun, Rip was still there.
So the core.
Yeah, the core was there. Ben Gordon was there. Rodney Stuckey, Will Bynum, my dog Will Bynum, Charlie Villanueva. Who else we had there, man? It was a fun team, man. I enjoyed my year there. But our coach was John Cuser. And when you got guys that really know the game of basketball, you got to have a coach that also is high basketball IQ and understand X's and O's and how to
respected by the veterans, basically.
Yeah, you got to earn that respect from the veterans. And it's my first year there. I got a sense, okay, y'all ain't really, messing with dude like this. So we having, it's just a lot of internal bickering and just a lot of stuff going on. We as a team, vets, talk and was like, bro, this like we need something different.
Charlie V was a rookie?
I don't know if he was a rookie or not. I'm not
young.
sure.
He was
a young player.
Got it. Okay.
But we wanted change, bro. Like we wanted a new coach because we just wasn't feeling dude, right? I mean, I'm sure he's probably a great guy, but where we were in our career and what, Ben Wallace and Tay and those guys, what they came from, really wasn't feeling dude. So, the team wanted him gone after All-Star break. We come out of All-Star break, he's still the coach. Oh, man, this is where the bullshit comes in. So, some internal talks amongst the players. Hey, man, it's a boycott. Dude got to go. We don't want him around. We don't want to play for him. So we had a trip come to Philly, right? Mind you, we've had talks. Hey, we ain't going to shoot around. It's the vets, young players talking with us. Like, all right, everybody's in. We're not going to shoot around. Next day comes, shoot around.
And let me be clear, that's the vets.
This is
just
the
vets
or the whole the team. Young players, and the vets, all agree.
Okay.
We all agree.
Okay.
And we ain't going to shoot around. This is everybody. I'm new to the team, so they doing it. I'm doing it. I'm part of the team. All right. I get a call. Mac, where you at? What you mean where I'm at? I'm in my room. I said, where everybody else at? Because
now you starting to think, like, why are you calling me? You're not calling me. Right.
Now I'm nervous. I say, where everybody else at? Well, it's only a few guys right now, just only the young guys. Huh? What? They on the bus? Nah, they already at shoot around. Who? I was like, nah. I said, bro, who? I say, bro, who's at shoot around? So he gave me the names. So, all right. Let me check and see where my vet's at. Making my calls around. Hey, man, where you at, bro? Shit, I'm in the room. Bet. Hey, dog, where you at? Hey, man, I'm in the room. Right? So my vets, they hold tight. So we get to the game, right? Q said, all the guys that was at shoot around, I think it was like 5 or 6 of them. Y'all playing all the minutes tonight. We didn't play at all. 0 minutes. Bruh, do you know how hot we were at them young fellas, bruh? Super.
And they were
38 hot.
Mostly rookies?
They was young.
First and second place. Because my point is,
I'm not
if
sure.
they don't know better, they're like, bruh.
I get rookie. But I don't know what year like Will Bynum.
Okay.
Ben Gordon. I think they had a few years under their belt because Ben was, he came from the Bulls, right?
Oh no, so he been around.
Yeah, so he was there for a few years. But yeah, it was just it just taught you, man. Y'all can all start on the same page, but when the heat is hot, everybody's not gonna be in that kitchen, man, with you. And it was funny how it played out, but it's like, damn, dog, like we're a team. We all supposed to be in this together. So from that point on, when I realized we're not together, oh man, this is a waste of season, bro. This is a waste of season, and that's what it was. But looking back, it was funny how that played out, man.
Had a good squad.
So I wanted to tell that story because somebody sent me with Charlie talking about that, and I want to hear more guys give their version of that because that was the wildest shit I've been a part of. Boycotting the coach, not go to shoot around like we wanted dude out. Boycott. An NBA coach, he had to be bad, bro. I couldn't believe he was actually in it and doing that, but I'm part of the team, dog. I'm right for the team.
You gotta do it. Because you got to be in that locker room with them
Damn
on
right.
that plane
For
and on
sure.
the bus and every other appearance and everything with him. So
that was
so further. So here's my question. After that, so now y'all are hot. They play the game. I'm assuming y'all lost the game.
Well, I'm sure we did.
after that, how do you go about dealing with the young? Because I know that was kind of in the middle. This is on the back end of career. So you know, early in vets and how it was back in the day. You do that, like, bro. It's tough way. Like, was it still like that at the time?
So we knew the season was a throwaway because of what
y'all felt about
how we felt about the coach, and then there was just no cohesiveness. Fun group though. We finished out the season. I think that was my last year before I went to San Antonio, or was I'm getting my years mixed up. I don't know if I played Detroit and then went to Atlanta or Detroit to San Antonio, but
I thought, what was your last season was in San Antonio?
Yeah, but that was like a rent. I was a renter player for like the playoffs. So really, that wasn't even a season for me.
How far did y'all go in the
It was
playoffs?
the last. Like I came to the last game of the season with San Antonio, and then went into the playoffs.
How far did y'all go?
To the finals. That was the year Ray.
The final.
That was the year Ray.
Okay.
How far they went?
Yeah.
How far did we go? How far they went? It was fine. It was a fun ride. But no. So I think that season was like 2010, 2011. So then 11, 12, I went to Atlanta. But man, had a fun year with them dudes, man. That was a good year. But as far as us competing,
them young guys didn't want that fine.
That was
you gotta think they wouldn't make them or hadn't made what y'all made. So they're like, I hear you. And then they probably walked downstairs thinking, nah, these boys gonna really show up, see everybody, and kind of caught in the. They couldn't walk back.
Man, it was like 5 or 6 guys.
They couldn't walk it
all
back.
The young boys. So shout out to Charlie V, Will Bino, Stuckey, and Ben Gordon, all my guys, all my young boys, man. That was a fun team.
Well, in that case, hey, all you guys chime in, man. Leave your story somewhere. I don't care if you got to make a video and post it to our page. I don't care. Get it out there.
Tell that
man.
story,
Please.
Man. That was a funny story. Charlie V told it. I want to hear somebody else version because it was so long ago. It's hard to leave out some details on what actually happened. That's the bulk of what I remember.
So likewise for all of our, former players and the stories that we tell, you hear your stories that we talk about, man. You guys have some interesting nuggets to add to the stories to make it better, man. Please do. We love to hear that, man. That'd be great. The tournament is here. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days.
And here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using a token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days.
That's 10 chances to play all tournament long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout.
However you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the action day after day.
So visit FanDuel.com/cousins to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/cousins to get in on the action.
21 and older select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 and up, D.C., Kentucky, Wyoming. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat, Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org, Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY, New York. Call 1-877-770-7867, Louisiana.
What KD has done, he's top 5 all time. Michael Jordan is, in my opinion, the standard. And anytime you pass Michael Jordan in anything, that's saying something. Because what he did, what he's done over the course of 14 years, 6 championships, 30-something, 32,000. Like, Mike is Mike. So you get that opportunity. That's. I mean, just like we got the opportunity to play against Mike. You got to play against Mike on that before he retired.
72-10 team.
And then
Wizards.
I caught him afterwards. I got to play against Mike where he was still putting up 40 at 40.
He was averaging 25.
Yeah. So anytime you get that opportunity to pass him, which I know Mike sits home, they can say, Mike don't like any of that. He gonna show you some love, but we know how Mike is.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Mike. Before we go to KD, let's shout out to Mike. He got his 4th win with his NASCAR team.
Mike is winning, boy. In life, that guy is winning.
There's people who win it, and there's just just straight up
he touches just
is gonna win.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah, it's good to be Michael Jordan. With KD, that had to be a great ass feeling, man. To hear your name being mentioned and passing the great Michael Jordan. It's the longevity for me because I mean these guys are great. They're the greatest to do it. And when you have that type of skill set and you have the ability to go out and, be the number one option for your team, you're going to score points.
In the 3-point
But
game.
it's just the consistency and the health in which you display year after year, getting your body in that type of shape. To go out and do that, that is hard to do, to wake up every single day for that amount of years.
And still want to do it.
And still want to do it at that level, man. And surpassing Mike is a phenomenal thing to do. He did it differently. And a lot of these guys are going to do it differently because of how the game has changed. Mike didn't shoot threes. So when I see these guys be like, he did it in, X amount of shots, of course, because KD shot threes. Mike really didn't shoot threes. So don't try to make the comparison that, Mike versus KD in scoring. They did it in different ways, but they got there.
So I want to say something to that. You mentioned that. With you being seen that, so we all know LeBron 1, Kareem 2, Karl Malone 3, Kobe 4, now KD. And what you just said, I feel like I must say this. I said LeBron, who is still playing, now has extended his range shooting the 3. Then we get to number 2 and number 3. Big men who did not shoot the 3 at all. I think Kareem, I remember the stat when LeBron passed him, Kareem has two career threes made.
Yeah.
It's a lot of 2-point shots, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. Though,
I'm saying
that's a lot of buckets, man.
My point is, I don't think there'll be a lot of guys that get to 38,000. Shoot, 36,000 is a feat.
Well,
but I'm saying, they're more likely to get closer because of the 3-point shot.
That cat that's in 5th is gonna get 38,000.
Yeah, if he keeps playing.
That cat we talking about, he gonna get 38,000
if he keeps playing.
Scoring is easy to him.
No. You right.
KD is the only one right now I could say that can reach 38. I don't know if Luka, I don't know if he plays that long. I don't know if his body holds up for him to have this many points.
James Harden might be the next one. I'm not maybe 36. Maybe.
Harden possibly will pass Mike too.
Yeah.
He'll pass Mike. But after that, I don't really see anybody else that is capable of passing MJ in this era.
43,000, they're not catching LeBron. What's a ballpark number before you keep going that you think that he finishes with? 46? That's crazy. 46.
Yo.
He's at 43.
Yo.
Still putting up, what is he averaging? Still averaging 20, 25?
20,
somewhere between 20 and 25. So he's at 43. 46,000.
I say he'll go. I say
81.
Bron, what's your number?
46,581.
I say, Bron, you're gonna finish your career with 48,000 poins.
Sounds better.
48.
You might get 4,800 in a season the way he's scoring.
Oh boy, if he do that, boy. Hey, boy.
Cheat code.
Yeah, get him the trophy, MVP trophy.
Another record that, I feel like this is another record, the Steph Curry record, is attainable with the way they're shooting. But at the same time, he's still playing for a couple of years. So this is year 17 for him.
So, but
42,000
right, but what you have to understand,
he's making 300 or something a year.
Hold on, Ant-Man now. Ant-Man is on pace.
He just getting started, like shooting the threes like that. His first couple years.
That's when Steph got started. Like year 4 or 5.
I hear you.
So, but do we see Ant-Man playing another 10, 12?
Hey, man, no, because remember Ant-Man said if he wins the championship, he going to play football. First of all, like, no, it's like we talking about JB.
I want Ant-Man to win the championship just to see if
he gonna do it, because we talked about JB trying stuff.
Yeah.
I'm putting Anthony Edwards in that group. Like, I feel like he's one of those guys, once he settles in, he's going to be one of those guys trying stuff. And he wants to get better, but he's also a guy who's looking to add the post up to his game. Like Steph, not looking to post up.
Yeah, I think if Ant-Man, he adds that to his game, he's going to be unstoppable. Now you adding the Kobe and, what Kobe did, what MJ did, that type of basketball, how you play in the playoffs in particular, how a lot of us in our era played. Like, we just didn't settle for those threes. And I feel like Ant-Man has that ability to be able to control and,
because that's what was
read defense.
I wanted to see from him in the playoffs. Like, man, I know you led the league in the percentage and mades, but I'm like,
cool. Nah,
playoff time, that's out the window.
No.
You got to go be Ant-Man that we knew that was unstoppable.
Yeah.
And that three is going to always be there for him. And you probably could add another one. Harden and Russ.
Assists?
Yeah, to get 30 assists. Like, who still
Isaiah Collier had 22.
Okay.
This year.
Okay. But I'm just saying 2 guys that came off the top.
Right.
Like,
I just had to give you one that
guys that will look, who consistently, who has a chance to do it
right.
Again. Like, I just feel like Russ is like, he can score, but at the same time, he plays so fast now to where he's just trying to get guys. Mm-hmm. And then if he's in that mode, I feel like he can get there. I feel the same with Donovan. I mean,
especially
Harden
in today's game with the pace they play at, in which they play in, it's
play fast, get threes up.
Yeah, for sure.
He just need to get in the paint, and then
might try to go for that in the season. Hell, they ain't doing nothing. Sacramento, that is. Might as well try to, break a record. Russ, 30 assists, my guy. 31. Let's go for it.
MVP race. Talk to me.
Everybody is going to go with the hottest thing right now. Luka. He's on a 9-game winning streak. He's averaging 40.
In those 9 games.
And
he's averaging 33 for the season.
Right, but averaging 40 on this 9-game win streak. And then the Lakers is, 11-1 in March or something like that. Just went crazy. I think when you look at the Lakers, Luka started out the gates hot. He and AR, and Bron comes back. Things kind of, get out of alignment a little bit because you inserting, a big piece like Bron. AR kind of lost his rhythm a little bit. Luka's still trying to fit in with all three, the 3 of those guys. And the Lakers is kind of, they're not playing.
I don't like you saying Luka trying to fit in, because I felt like he was trying to fit in last year.
No, I think he was trying to fit in certain way. Like when Bron came back, there was a little
for AR.
You don't think Luka?
No, because I just felt if anything, it became Luka, Bron, and then AR kind of like wait. I was number 2, and then I felt like he was the one that started taking a back seat when I felt like he didn't have to. That's the respect I think he has for Bron.
Yeah.
But I think that he had to get past that. My opinion.
Well, all 3 of them was trying to figure out how they play,
go about it.
Right? How they play with each other. I think that was a thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't have, although Luka was putting up, crazy numbers in terms of leading the league in scoring, we didn't consider him even the halfway point of him being an MVP candidate. Right.
Okay.
So, like I said, we talk about guys when they're hot. He's hot now, for sure. But I think when I look at the grand scheme of things, like the big picture, the consistency over the whole entire season, I got to go with JB. You know what I mean? JB and what he's up against. No JT. So that means no other all-star alongside of him. You got new players that
for most of the season.
It's filling a role that
Derek White's been very good.
Derek White is really good. He's one of my favorite players.
Golly.
We don't talk about him much, but
at all.
That dude?
Yeah.
That dude is incredible as a basketball player. Like, he's one of those guys. What you need from tonight, coach?
So I got a question for you. You taking you taking Derek White with the hair or Derek White without hair? Which one's better?
Derek White. I don't give a damn if he got
Derek
hair.
White, baldy Derek White has been on another level.
Man, I don't care which
He's aerodynamic.
That dude right there is better than some guys that makes the All NBA team. I'm just gonna say that.
Derek White, when he cut it,
so
went crazy.
But it's just like when you look at JB, man, and the consistency of leading that team, I think his case stacks up so much more than the other guys because of what he was up against. Shea won it last year, obviously Finals MVP, but Isaiah Joe was there.
But he won it. Let's make sure we separate it. He won it for regular season.
He won it for regular season, for sure.
Because I think people get caught up into what they see in the playoffs and say, he should have been MVP. It's a regular season award.
Right. We're talking about regular season. But when I look at Shea has Isaiah Joe. Shea has Chet.
All-star.
Shea has – that's an all-star. Shea has Case and Wallace, right? Caruso. His core guys, other than J-Dub, has been with him. Are we correct on that?
Oh, you going that route. Got it.
Are we correct on that?
Yeah.
So he's with another all-star in check, right? Then when you go to Denver, Jamal Murray, first-time all-star. Jokic also missed some time, right, in the season, but still, he was my MVP. Before he got hurt.
Thank you. That's okay.
I didn't care what anybody else was doing. He was my MVP. Okay. Like, it didn't matter.
He was unbelievable
numbers. He was clear-cut MVP.
Yeah, okay.
He gets hurt. Cade is out right now. Would you say Cade was a front runner before he went out?
Especially when everybody was out.
Ahead of JB?
When everybody was out, Cade was playing.
Ahead of JB at any point?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially when everybody went down, the conversation of the injury of the 65 number, Pistons were kicking ass and taking names.
Right, but you do know when Cade was out, the Pistons was winning, right? They were winning.
Also.
Right. They were still winning.
Yeah.
Right. So that doesn't help his case.
Regardless, I'm just thinking, but I'm just talking about we're giving the MVP while he was playing, and I get it. I think the biggest thing, and I think the NBA, okay, maybe they have done it, but I just feel like each and every year it's exhausting, but I feel like we need to make sure we define what does MVP mean? If you're going to change the goalpost and move it, define it every year what the MVP. So now when we go through the season, we know what we're looking for. Because I feel like that's gonna
I don't like the best player on the best team, man. I just don't. I don't like that because
But that's my point. That's been the thing for a long time.
I hate that criteria though.
Right. So my point is most valuable player. It should be that. Right? That's what I'm saying. Because you have the argument, best player on the best team, because I know I've said that for some time, and I said it about Shea. And it's like he's the best player on the best team, but he's also the best player in the league, and he's playing at that level where everybody else is up here, down here. But most valuable player, if we're going to stick to what MVP has meant forever, then it's a different conversation.
Imagine a home where your Wi-Fi just works. Can you imagine that?
You mean streaming even with the whole family online? Multiple devices? Yeah, I can imagine that.
Thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Your guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need it the most. We're talking next level experiences, fast connections, and the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi so you don't miss a play. Like right before a game winner.
Plus, you even get incredible gaming speeds and no one battling for bandwidth.
Most importantly, you get the ultimate fan experience. No contracts, no commitments, and everything you need included. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Restrictions apply. Select plans only. Xfinity Internet is powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Most reliable claim based on Opensignal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Report, May 2025, XB6+.
Hey, Cuzzo, did you know that the average employer has to sort through roughly 250 resumes per job opening? Man, that's a full-time job on its own.
Well, cuz, if you're hiring, I got good news for you. You can now review all these resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter has a new feature that instantly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first. And today, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/cousins.
With ZipRecruiter's new feature, all-star candidates who are very interested in your job show up at the top of your list. So it's no surprise that ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2.
Cut through the standard and get the standouts with ZipRecruiter.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/cousins.
That's ZipRecruiter.com/cousins.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Detroit Pistons, man. Can they hold the #1 spot with Cade being out?
And who becomes their leader? I mean, because when you throw the word leader around, who's their vocal leader, who's their emotional leader, who's their in-game leader? And I feel like Cade kind of holds all of those hats.
He does, but I think when you lose a player like that, and this is a relatively young team, I think Duren is the next guy up.
Okay.
We don't know if he's a vocal guy. We don't know how he leads.
Well, we don't
know how he demonstrates leadership, but they do have a coach.
And you got a vet or two over there also.
Name him.
Tobias Harris.
So you got Tobias Harris.
He's one of those guys who I feel like he's been around, who they respect and they listen to. I mean, I think his minutes have been cut back.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I still think he's playing well.
Duncan Robertson come from a great culture where he can, they can kind of lean on him. And he's played in the NBA Finals with Miami.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying that.
But so here's the thing. When I look at Detroit, obviously the machine, Cade is the machine, right? He dominates the ball. He's a great facilitator. He's great in transition.
Can get his own.
He can get his own, and he could close out the game for you.
And he creates open shots
so
because of how big he is.
When that is gone, obviously you don't have anybody to play that style of basketball. So do they change the way they play? A different style? Do they go more of, getting Duren involved?
That's automatically a different style.
I think more of featuring him, whether it's pick and roll. I want to see if he got any
post
back to the basket game, because that is going to be very crucial for their success
in the playoffs. I agree with that, because that's another element as opposed to just pick and roll. Sometimes you can just throw him the ball, just like you can do Cade. You do the same for Cade. Two things to that. I feel like if he's able to score in the post, back to the basket, the next phase of that, he's going to be able to pass out of double team because they're going to take that away as you go deeper in the series. If he can do that, now you have two guys that you can post up. They're shooting. I mean, if Herter and Duncan are knocking down shots,
Tobias Harris,
if their guys are knocking down shots, but you got to get to that point.
Do you think the Celtics would overtake them, or the Knicks, or even the Knicks? Because right now I think the Celtics and the Knicks are neck and neck with that loss to Minnesota last night. So do the Detroit Pistons hold on to that #1 spot, or one of these teams overtake?
I remember our last conversation about that. We looked at the Pistons' schedule, and it was tough. It was tough. And, I mean, it's like, can it sustain it? Can Jalen Duren play at that level to hold the fort? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if they win half of those, they hold fort, and they still hold on to the first.
And with Cade being out, he's elevated his game. He's gone from to 17, 18 points to
23, 24.
24 points.
At one point, he was at 27.
Yeah. He's showing that he could go to another level offensively. But I still think if we're looking at Cade being out, if he does come back and it's only 5 games left, they lose that number 1 spot. I say Knicks or Boston
Wait,
take
say that
the
again?
number 1 spot. If he comes back
Okay.
with only 5 games left,
Okay.
I think the Knicks or Boston will overtake that number 1 spot.
Because of the schedule.
Because of the schedule and with him being out, yes.
Do they drop 1 seed? Do they become number 2, or do they become number 3? I don't want to be the 3 seed.
Me either, bro.
And right now, that's Knicks.
That's the Knicks.
And actually,
it could be Boston, depending
4 or
on
5 as of today.
what the
Cleveland
Knicks
Raptors
do tonight. So I would say, man, it really doesn't matter who gets number 1. You're going to have a tough opponent. Scrappy. It could be the Hornets. It could be a team like the Magic who they should be a higher seed, but for whatever reason, injuries and the inconsistency of, their players play this year.
All right, here's my question. 7, 8, 9. You said it. Philly, 7. Magic, 8. Heat, 9. Hornets, 10. So regardless of what two teams you think can come out of that? So you're thinking Hornets, Magic?
Name the teams again?
Sixers?
Yeah.
Magic, Heat, Hornets. In that order. So
I'm
6 or
going
7.
Hornets, Heat. Hornets,
So-
Heat. I think.
So it can't, as of right now, it can't have. Oh, you're just saying at the end of the day, once play-in starts, because of right now, they play each other.
Yeah, so.
But you're saying Sixers are going to drop, so there'll probably be a 9,
Yeah.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
And right now, it's 2 games difference, 12, 2 games between 10 and 7.
That's it?
2 games. So
I like the Hornets. I like their schedule, too.
So you like Hornets, Heat coming out
Mm-hmm.
over the Magic?
I do. That's what I'm going with.
I'm still leading.
Sixers?
I'm still leading Hornets, Magic,
For that 7-8?
getting 7, 8, and I think it's 7 Hornets, 8 Magic. I think they're good enough. Paolo is the X factor, which is crazy. You typically think other guys, but I think Paolo is the X factor because of the style I feel like he should play from this point on the season, and that's downhill basketball.
If I see that he's averaging getting to the line 12 times a game, he's being assertive. And I think with his body type, he should be abusing
Because
defense.
if he plays that style, that gets you ready for playoff basketball.
Man, that's where I'm going with this. He should be abusing anybody that's in front of him and setting the tone for his team. If you're generating those type of fouls for your team and getting the other team in foul trouble, you're making them make adjustments for you, right?
Yeah.
They gotta adjust their whole game plan. And they probably got to take their primary defender off of you. Now it's easy pickings.
Plus open shots. You get now Desmond Bane is more dangerous.
Now you're opening everything up for everybody else. But he has to play that way, and he has the ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want settling for the threes.
And we're starting to see a little bit of that.
Like, cut back on that.
you
And
agree?
I'm fine with, shoot.
You got to you have to shoot some.
If you're open, shoot it.
Yes. I
But
agree
if
with that.
if
But
you're
don't settle.
struggling, don't settle for it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're open, shoot it. If you're struggling, don't settle. Go inside. We always talk about this. When you play inside, as a guy that can generate a lot of offense for your team in the interior and from the free throw line, to me, that way the Magic can control the game.
And he has the ability to make plays. So he gets downhill.
He can pass.
You make them low, put 3 guys on you. You just spray the ball.
Yeah. And this is not me getting on Paolo. What I'm seeing, I know there is another level that needs to be unlocked for him
And we're seeing some
for
of
his
that.
team.
Yeah, we're seeing some of that. Because when I've seen him play and he goes downhill, I'm like, that's it right there. And sometimes you can tell he's made a conscious effort. I'm getting
More.
down here. I'm playing bully ball.
More consistently, right? more consistently. Don't hang around the three-point line. Play in that mid-post. Nobody can guard this man. You know how hard it is when somebody is that big, that strong, and when you get them on the hip, how hard they are to guard. Ask LeBron. Man, you get on LeBron's hip, it's a basket or it's a foul. Paolo has that same ability, and I want him to watch Bron film, and I hope he sees this. Watch Bron's film and really internalize how he is using his body.
I would like to add Giannis to that.
Add Giannis too.
Because that shoot-arounds, when you play Milwaukee, we sit in one or two to the glass, everybody get back, and we're building that wall.
You got to build a wall.
I think that can be a game plan, or that should be a scouting report against him going forward. Like teams are saying, we got to get back.
Yes.
We can't guard Paolo
in
transition one-on-one.
If he runs in transition, if he
Call
runs,
for help.
bro, it'll be a different Magic team.
Yeah. All right, cuz, it's time to pick a side. Presented by FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. The betting line is OKC gets 65 plus regular season wins. What do you think?
Book it. 65 on the head. They're going to win 6 of these last 7 games.
May I?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Detroit at home.
Win.
Lakers at home.
Win.
Utah.
Win.
At Lakers. At Clippers. At Denver. Suns at home.
They're gonna
last game of the season.
They're going to lose the Clippers game.
On the back-to-back.
They're going to lose the Clippers game. On the back-to-back.
So they'll beat the Lakers in the front end.
Yep.
See, I would think that they would sit their guys front end and play on the second.
They're going to sit their guys on the back-to-back against the Clippers. And then Denver probably is going to be solidified in their spot. They're going to sit their guys. Jokic probably won't play. Phoenix, same thing.
I'm saying no. I think there's 2 losses in there somewhere. And the potential last loss is the last game of the season, because Phoenix, I feel like OKC solidified with, maybe they have number 1 locked, or they don't care about
Phoenix going to be in a play-in.
They're going to be playing for their life to keep the 7th spot. I just think Phoenix is still going to play their guys, because a lot of the guys on their team, Phoenix that is, still, is going to need the experience. Don't have the playoff experience that D-Book has.
Okay,
so I just think
OKC without Shea is 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
So if Shea doesn't play, I'm still confident that they can win these games. So I'm saying over the next 7 games, OKC will go 6-7, which will give them 65 wins.
Well, there you have it. Pick a side. Go into the FanDuel app. You tell us. You decide. Can OKC make it, or will they not make it? I say no. He says yes.
Yeah. 65.
Spurs are just 3 games out of first.
They're not catching OKC.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
But also Wemby said they're going to get. Listen, Wemby said he's going to get his team to 60 wins.
Yeah, but OKC going to reach that too.
Can they do it?
They got 60. I'm stamping that.
And I love his mentality. I think that's why I'm bringing. Go ahead. You about to say something? But I love his mentality on.
How the hell you gonna tell me to go ahead? But then you
well, you act like you weren't about to say anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead.
I was about to say something. You telling me to go ahead?
Roll it, yo. I just love his mentality. Go ahead. I'll wait,
bro. You stopped me to say that. I love it too, but elaborate.
No, go ahead. Finish. 2
nah,
minutes
so
later,
I think Wemby is setting the tone for not only his team, but he's setting the tone for like what to expect from them in the playoffs. A guy that I think his floor is probably the best of defense I could ever play. Just his floor. He's so amazing. No, we've never seen anything like this. That's like, KG guarding you, but this man is 3-4 inches taller. Like, I remember KG, man, 7'1", and moving like me and AI on that basketball court. You know what I mean? Being able to shut off your water because
and his recovery,
and he knew how to utilize his length. So he gives you that space, and if you try to rise up, like he's right there.
Yeah.
You think You created that space, or he's offered you to where you feel comfortable to shoot that. Nah, he sized you up already, and he knows if you take this shot, I could contest it, and I might even get a piece of it. But I had to watch film religiously on how to get my shot off on
or
the dude.
feeling. See, I agree with that, and it was like, how much space did I actually have? What you feel like you have in game,
versus
like in the fire versus what really there. Because I felt like every time I would like go to a pull up, in my mind I'm like, just shoot the ball, shoot the moon ball.
Yeah,
like because I feel like he can get it, and then after a while he's like, oh no, I had more space, but at the same time I'm like, nah, let me just keep this, because at some point, you know, when he blocked it, he was like, give me that. You know, he running out. Oh,
so
I ain't want to hear that.
It was times where I felt like I got to get KG moving, right? Whether it's a screen or I'm running off screens, like I got to get him moving because he's so good, you know, just guarding his yard. I don't care who it is. Again, he got recovery speed if you get by him. And you going to hear him if he block your shot at the rim. Like, you going to hear that. I don't want that happening. So I'm like, man, let me pick and roll, run him off screens, because I know if I'm running off screen, he's going to make the mistake before I make a mistake. So that's how I figured out a lot of these guys,
he's such a great
lazy.
Communicator. He worries
sure.
about everything that's going on while he's worrying about his
he's
own.
very meticulous and very vocal in terms of like talking to his team and reading defense, is just always, you know, keeping that line of communication open with his teammates. But it was really just keeping him moving. So with Wemby though, Wemby is a different beast, man, because
he has recovery speed. He recovers from the 3-point line.
That's what I'm saying. Like, or
from the paint
you
to the
could be on the
3-point line.
weak side, and he could be on the opposite 3-point line, and he's recovering.
He just need to get close to the rim.
That's it. And
he's
going
to gadget.
He's going to make you alter that shot.
And if they're playing that old San Antonio defense, like we recall, you know, they're pushing your baseline.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, and I think that's what they're doing, which is why he can recover. He knows, all right, like you say, you want to be that 1 foot where you know you can get to that 3-point shooter. For him, that looks different than, you know, how we see it. We need to be a little closer. So he could play halfway and get it's cheat code, man.
Yeah.
Man's a cheat code.
Xfinity Court Connections is brought to you by Xfinity. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Who are you excited to watch in the playoffs? What duo?
I'm going to pivot this way, and we talked about them earlier. I'm going to go with San Antonio Spurs, and I'm going to say Stephon Castle and Wemby. Typically, duos, I mean, I guess a duo is a duo, but when you talk about a big and a small, I mean, that's easy. But I'm interested to see that duo and how they play. I mean, I feel like Stephon Castle is coming into his own on both sides of the ball. Like, he is not afraid to guard the best player. He's not afraid to go at whoever's in front of him. And his jump shot is developing. So now, not only can I get to the rack and do what I do, I now can knock down the jump shots, because if you're going a great driver of the ball, he's like, well, he's going to have to make some shots. Now that he's making shots, he's tougher to guard.
Yeah.
And it now makes it easier for Wemby because all of the attention that he draws makes the game easier for them. But I felt like, and I think you feel the same, and once I became a role player, I understood what it was like to be the number one guy, looking for guys to make the game easier for me so I can be who I need to be while they pay me in the fourth quarter. And I feel like Wemby does that. He has now a guy, I mean, he has a couple of guys, but I say Stephon Castle is one of those guys now who's coming into that duo to where we talk about JB and JT, but we talk about Jokic and Murray. We got to talk about that one as well.
I like that one. I really do. I also love Jamal Murray and Jokic. That's my two. I'm excited to watch them. And the reason being, obviously, you know, those two are great in which, you know, how they play, how they can manipulate the game and defenses. I'm excited for those two because what they have around them now. I think this is the deepest team Denver has had with these two guys. Talking about Peyton Watson, right? Christian
Braun,
right? Aaron Gordon,
Cam Johnson.
He
brought the whole thing back with
you got Bruce Brown.
Yep.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., bro.
Tim, I'm going to let it fly when I'm kind of open.
It's been
Hardaway Jr.
lights out shooting the ball this year. So that's why I'm so excited to see, Jamal and Jokic, how they play their two-man game, because
That's more potent.
it's going to be wide open. Now you got some real players on the perimeter, and having those two, the way they, work that two-man game is going to be very difficult for teams to lock in on it and stop that. So it's like, do we really concentrate on taking these two guys away? Tim Hardaway is shooting like 40% over there from the three.
And on the other side,
this guy over
Cam
here
Johnson,
like,
LeBron, or whatever. Oh, yeah, can't forget about that other dude, Aaron Gordon.
Then we got Aaron Gordon, who's been shooting the ball extremely well, but also he can go in here, grab offensive rebounds. He's a problem in the interior.
And then Peyton Watson.
Man, he gives you a lot of different things on the basketball court. So I think, with those two, them, displaying their greatness is only going to make those other guys on the perimeter look so much, better than what they've been in the past. So that's why I'm excited to see these two guys in the playoffs.
And they might see each other.
Cool.
Denver Spurs.
I'm here for it. Please.
All right, so let's move into that family dynamic. We always talk about who raised you, and we want to talk about a family member, teammate, coach, or anyone in your community that has had an impact on you or helped you anyway throughout our journey. This is our opportunity to kind of give them flowers while they're here, when they can smell them, which I think this is a fantastic segment. I've been enjoying the feedback. I tell you, my cousin Tiffany,
what up, Tiff?
She loved it. So it's been a joy to kind of give other people who's impacted our lives their flowers. So you want to go first?
That's fine. I think this week for me, man, you got a godmother? You got a godmother?
Mm-hmm.
My godmother, man, Brenda Williams. Since I was a kid, bro, just that extended version of your mom. My mom used to be, as a kid, I just used to leave the house without telling my mom where I was going, but obviously she figured out. She used to call around because my godmother stayed like on the back street behind my house, and I used to go back there, go through my path, and go to her house. And my mom used to be calling around the neighborhood trying to figure out where I was, but I was always at my godmother's house. And my godmother has a daughter, which is she's older than I am, my god sister, D. Her birthday is May 25th, and mine is May 24th. So we just always been, connected in that sense. But just that extended version of my mom, man, and just being there and just pouring that unconditional love. Travel with my godmother to different places, road trips. Every Christmas, I must say, my godmother got me the best fucking Christmas gifts. When I was a kid, I was a Cowboys fan. Reason why I was a Cowboys fan, we're Bucks fans, because of
it's
Tampa.
Crazy to hear you say that.
But we are Buffalo Bills fans now because of our investment. But growing up as a kid,
crazy to hear you say Cowboy.
No, let me tell you why.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is me as a Jit. Deion Sanders, where you from?
Crib, Florida.
Emmett Smith,
Florida.
Michael Irvin,
Florida.
Right. So
the bottom.
them three dudes right there is the reason why I was a Cowboy fan. No other reason, because they were Florida boys. So that's why I took a liking to the Cowboys. And remember the starter jackets came out. She got me a bummer. She got me the starter jacket. Oh, man, I thought I was the freshest cat on the block, boy. Like I said, she always got me the freshest Christmas gift, birthday gifts. Man, my godmother poured so much love and just so much into me, man, that, I always look forward to receiving, those gifts every time that came around. But, still to this day, me and my sister exchange, birthday gifts, messages on our birthdays. And it's always good to have that extended, version of your mom, than somebody that really cares for you and looked out you as if you were their own child. And that was my godmama, Brenda Williams. So shout out to my godmama, Brenda Williams, man, and my sister, D.
Much
Williams.
love. This week I'm going to go to, since I talked about my miss in college, I'm going to go to Dean Smith. and may he rest in peace first and foremost. But Dean Smith came on the recruiting scene for me late, so like my junior year. So right after Pitt 3, I got most promising prospect at 5-star with Steph, Tim, KG, like that everybody was there. And that's when he came up to me and said, you're a nice player. Dean was just real cool and calm and laid back, and he was like, you're a nice player. We're very interested in you. We want to offer you a scholarship. So I was like, that's Dean Smith right there. Cool. Like I had everybody else, but like not really Carolina yet. And through the recruiting process, it was just dope to go through because like, let's just, wherever, if Dean wasn't there, Phil Ford was at, I was in the band, he's at band, he was at volleyball. Man, Phil Ford was sitting in the rain watching me band practice. That football game, he's like, this is what and Phil, you say, you don't see anybody else here. I said, yeah, because they were here yesterday. But he would come on.
Dismissed him.
Yeah, but he would come on game days or practice days. They were always there. They were always visible. From that time on, always visible. And obviously that's when Dean comes in and he basically the closer. And when he comes in, and one of the coolest things, so we played in Myrtle Beach. And I'm taking my official visit to Carolina. And before we go into the gym, go into the office, and he's like, hey, I want to talk to you. And this is like I said, all through the process. He'd been calling, he met my cousin, he met Tiffany, and it's the reason I say that. So I go in his office. He said, sit down. So I'm sitting down looking at Dean. I'm like, okay, Dean, boy, he got history in there. Everything. You see MJ or whatever. Man, he pulled out this little remote and hits the button, windows closing down, everything, TV screen come, like it was some old, futuristic stuff. And you just start conversating and talking and stuff like that. I'm like, cool. Like after stuff, I'm like, all right, bro, where do I sign? But I'm trying to play it cool. First thing he asked me, he's like, how's your cousin Tiffany doing? I was like, huh? Tiffany? How you remember? Like,
right.
Like it was just, and that it was just something simple. But I'm like, you've been recruiting all these people, and I guess you make it your business to remember the player that you want. You got to remember the family and all of that. But I'm like, bro, you remember her?
Yeah.
She just so happened to be there that day, and that was months ago. And he was like, Tiffany, and I was like, I was just blown away about just his care and his attention to detail. And now we have the meeting. I'm gone. I'm sold. Now mom's is she worried about the other side of it. Education and how you go take care of my kid. And if you ever have any problem, shout out to you, Mom. But he had, she was just blown away with, how he answered it and how they went about the process. And we walked down them steps. Same steps you walk down to go into that locker room. Go in the locker room first. And then, you see the hallway. I was like, nah, bro, I'm trying to go to the gym first. Go to the locker room. You see everybody cool. Start meeting the players. And at this time, Stack, she's still there. Jeff McGinnis, Zwicker, Calabria. Shaman. So I'm like, okay, cool. See that locker. All right, go to the gym, bro.
It was over. It was over.
Walk it
Soldier.
into
Soldier.
I couldn't tell you not 3 things that he said to me. And I think it spoke for itself.
Yeah.
And you walk in there, you see the carpet with the Tar Heel, and you walk into the gym, you look up and you see blue everywhere. Tar Heel blue everywhere. And then they kind of just walk you, and then, they just basically start talking. And naturally, when he's talking, he talks to you on your right side. Why do you talk to you on your right side? Because you naturally look this way, and you know what you see? All the banners. See Phil Ford, and everybody does the same. What MJ? What Brad Daugherty? What James Worthy?
Yeah.
Like that, and that's what it was. And now, he's like, one day you can be up there. Huh? What'd you say? Yeah. And it was gone. And the lessons, and from there, it was a done deal. So, but like the lessons that this man taught me, it was some tough times and everything, and like some of the things I didn't understand as a freshman. And I was like, this man really does not like me, because when I actually was playing well, and now I'm a player there, playing well, that's when they would take me out the game. The first time I ever witnessed our fans boo Dean Smith. I was checking out of the game, and they were booing after I had just scored a couple points in a row. And I couldn't understand, but I was like, yo, he really about to go ham on me, bro. You just took me out the game. I was scoring, and now they're booing him.
Right.
And it's called a ding dong.
Yeah.
So it was just back and forth. But man, I learned so much. It was just the bigger picture things. I learned how to play the game. I ended up being one of the I was his last player to was his last class because he retired, and the last player to ever play, to play on his team, in the league. So
shout out to Dean, man.
It was just amazing, like what he taught us and how he went about it. And Dean was not one of those guys. He hated. I was a young freshman, Florida boy. When we, I'm used to put on the show. We up there hyping the crowd. He hated that because he's like, when you do that, do you know what that means? I was like, yeah, I'm getting these people hyped. He's like, no, you're saying cheer for me, cheer for me, cheer for me. I was like, yeah. I just dumped on this dude over here, but he couldn't stand it. Right. And I understood it later on because I did go out there, give him one of them bows. I think that set the tone for what he didn't like. But man, shout out to Dean Smith and the Tar Heel family, and Bill Guthridge, and just the pecking order and what I learned and the Carolina way and all of the people that I've met along the way. Always, all kind of speak the same thing. It's like we all speak from the same book of Carolina. You listen to Kenny Smith, everybody, MJ, everybody kind of speaks highly of Dean, and he's like that other father figure. And he made our families feel comfortable. I'm going to take care of them. They're going to learn how to play. They're going to learn how to be men. And he set the table. He always provided, so recruiting. Deciding what to go as far as picking the agent. He made sure all agents had to come to them and they had to interview with him. He looked out for us in the process instead of going in there blind. And to this day, a lot of the things that I know, I learned from the game, continue to teach guys. We learn from Oak, but I also learned a lot from him. So long story short, man, much love to you, Dean Smith. Love you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for making me who I am, man. Appreciate
Definitely
it.
miss him.
Yeah, man.
And I blessed the ding dong too. In high school.
So that's a wrap, Mac, man. Tell the people what to do.
Y'all know what it is, man. Go subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on social @Vince and T Mac. It's a wrap. Peace.
Peace out.